Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of the Louis Sports Network. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday afternoon. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like, hit that subscribe, make sure your post notifications are turned on, make sure you're sharing on social media platforms. Truly appreciate that. Peace and blessings to everybody, man. Without you, man, there is no me. I definitely love and appreciate y'all, man. As always, now on to the video. Shaquille O'Neal says from his words that Kobe Bryant was actually more competitive than Michael Jordan. We have to understand what Shaq is talking about, because if you're saying that he was more competitive than Michael Jordan, what was Michael Jordan competitive in? Michael Jordan was competitive in cards. Michael Jordan was competitive in gambling. Michael Jordan was competitive in golf. So he was competitive on a lot of things, and Michael Jordan wanted to beat you on a lot of things. But Shaq, it's like you don't even know your own teammate. Kobe has stated in quite a few interviews that Michael Jordan is even more competitive than him. Kobe even said his competitiveness stops at the basketball court. It doesn't translate into off the court. When he's on the court is when he's at his most competitive. And I would even argue that Mike is even arguably still more competitive than Kobe, but Kobe's definitely up there. If it's not Kobe, if Kobe's not, Kobe's probably 1A, because I can't even go and say that. You know, Kobe's definitely like the second most competitive person, because his competitiveness is really up there. Kobe does compete, and so does MJ. But Michael's competitiveness goes beyond the basketball court. He tries to beat you at everything. I think Kobe was on Jimmy Kimmel when he told Kimmel about, I think it was a time that they went to a restaurant, and, you know, Kobe was talking about how Mike is kind of cheap when it comes to, you know, paying the bill and stuff like that. But even Kobe said that he's been on record as saying that Mike is more competitive than him. So no, Shaq, Kobe is not more competitive than Mike. And what you're doing is being the chief marketer, as Kobe Bryant has said that you are. You are just creating another hot take. Now, I know that you know that Kobe was competitive because you've seen it in practice and how much Kobe wants it, how much Kobe wants to win. But more competitive than Mike? No. When I look at Kobe, he seems more mellow off the court. He looks like a much more easygoing guy. That's the thing, though. The thing, because Kobe was more of an introvert, and because that was the way he was, he was very different. He was more to himself, which is kind of like why people would think that Kobe's not a person that you would probably hang around to. I mean, there's been stories about Kobe and the way he treated his teammates while he played. But like I said, off the court, Kobe seems like a very different person compared to on the court. There's some things that you could see that Kobe has as his personality, but his competitiveness started and it stopped on the basketball court. In practice, to the actual games, when the competition was at its highest, when the level of the competition was at its highest, when the stage was at its highest and brightest, you know, that's when Kobe was at his uber most competitiveness. But comparing to Michael, no. Michael wanted to beat you at everything. If he thought he was great at baseball, he probably thought he could beat you at that if you go one-on-one. If you wanted to play hoops at a freaking arcade, Michael Jordan thinks that he's better than you, he'll beat you at that. He'll compete at you, if anything. If Michael believes that he's just as good, if not the best, at that particular activity, and he was to go one-on-one with you, he'll probably beat you. Come on, bro. This is what Michael Jordan said at the 75th anniversary when he got introduced in Cleveland. They were in the bag. And you see Gary Payne, and I see Magic, and y'all see Michael, and, you know, Magic and Michael hugging each other, giving each other a pound. And what did Michael say? Hey, man, go put your shoes on, man. Well, I'll take you on one-on-one right now. And what Gary Payne said? Damn. And this is 60-year-old Michael Jordan talking to Magic Johnson. That competitive fire never left. And even as Michael retired, you could still see him, the way he used to talk to the referees and the way that he used to watch the players play as the owner of the Charlotte Hornets. Michael at times has always told the media that he still feels like he's playing with the way that his competitive fire would somehow always show, which is why I always said that there were times where Michael was competing against himself. And I know that Michael's competitive, but he's really toned it down now because he's really not in the public eye as he once was before. So yeah, Shaq, big cactus, the big Aristotle, Shakovich, Diesel, Superman. Kobe was competitive, but it started and stopped in the basketball court. It didn't go beyond that. Kobe already told you this. And so many guys that have even played with and against Michael will tell you how competitive he is. Clyde Drexler, during the Dream Team documentary, literally said, does this guy get any sleep? And I know they were talking about how Kobe would wake up at 4 a.m. and all this kind of stuff to work out. But again, that was more so about basketball. With Michael Jordan, it was every single thing that you could think about when it came to Jordan's competitiveness. So yes, Kobe Bryant is definitely competitive, and he's definitely up there with the most competitive players to ever play a sport, in a team sport. But compared to Michael Jordan, no. Michael Jordan's competitiveness went beyond. He will try to play you at everything. He probably think he could throw a better football than you. I mean, I saw him in the I forgot what documentary it was, but Jordan was with Ahmad Rashad. And Jordan with a bad wrist, because he had a knot in his wrist, and this was I think it was in '92. When they was about to be in the finals against the Blazers. This dude threw a 65-yard pass. And I'm like, damn, Jordan could have been a QB? Like, great arm strength. But that just lets you know Jordan was just, his competitiveness was on a whole nother level, man. Because some people think, oh no, you're not competitive as me, and then you see what they do and you're like, oh wow. And then you come to the realization, nah. I'm a competitor, but this dude is on another planet. Michael Jordan's competitiveness was on another planet. As a matter of fact, this dude's competitiveness was in another galaxy. Hell, this dude's competitiveness was in another universe. And we've had so many competitive guys in the history of the NBA. So many of them. Will Chamberlain, Dr. J, Moses Malone, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, John Havlicek, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kobe, LeBron, you name it. Steph Curry. You can name all the great players. Dwayne Wade, the list goes on and on. Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, so many competitive guys, man, in the history of the game. But the way that the Michael stories have surfaced over the years, he's just on another level. So no, Shaq, I disagree with you. Kobe's competitiveness, as I've said many times in the video, after basketball, he literally turned off that switch. It only turned on when he was practicing and when he was in the game. Other than that, that wasn't the case. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Louis with another one. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Bless up, live, laugh, love. Thank you guys for watching.